Okay, that card's done. Just a second. Let me focus for 2 seconds. Hey, ejected. Next card. My name's Adam. I'm importing photos from Strada in Milan at Fashion Week, and I have 1 hour and 47 minutes to deliver, and soon I will tell you how many photos I have. Yeah, of course. But I mean, it also just proves what I've always kind of known is the viewer is normally not that discerning. People who don't care about photography, that's for sure. And that's why street style is not that important anymore. Nobody cares about the photography. They just want the content that's inside it's like bread in a sandwich. You know, you just need it to get the food into your mouth, right? Photo is just the bread. And then everything inside the photo is the stuff that you actually want to eat.
Street style is also changing because we are all growing up. So it's like our point of view, what's changing really the street style. I'm kind of part of the history where you, in the 15 or 50 years even, you're gonna look at the photos and you can check what's changed. Now, I've been talking about that like 10 years ago, people were not dressed by like Prada or Gucci, but they were dressing up by themselves, but they were like very curious about going to the show as well. For now, I feel that for many editors as well, it's like a very quirk thing. So they go because they need it. Sometimes they don't even want it.
Oh, street style is so different now. I mean, when I first started, I would say that it was not an industry yet. It was still a niche project that, you know, fans of fashion loved if they were into like that sort of scene. Everyone would just sort of walk around. There was no sort of need or want to necessarily photograph the models or the celebrities. But if you were into street style, you really just took photos of things that you liked. Before everything got sort of commodified, it was a very democratic space. 50 photographers out here taking photos of 50 different people because people were interested in 50 different things. That's how it was different then, and obviously it's changed a lot now.
Quindi non ho visto proprio gli albori. Sicuramente in questi 5 anni è cambiato tanto il fatto che ci sono tantissimi più fan che hanno le location da raggiungere degli show, e quindi anche gli organizzatori delle sfilate si sono organizzati per cercare di bloccare questa marea di persone, perciò sicuramente sono diventate sempre più affollate, sempre più piene ovviamente di magari anche nuove entrate che vogliono provare a fare questo lavoro, e quindi è diventato un po' più difficile riuscire ad organizzarsi. Come vedi anche qua c'è pieno di gente e riuscire a scattare la foto perfetta è molto complesso, bisogna lottarsela.
Molte persone si stanno avvicinando sempre di più al video perché i social network preferiscono più le storie video. Non cambio, anzi, se posso torno ancora più indietro. A me mi interessa la foto, anzi se tutti vanno verso i video io vado da quell'altra parte. Per quello che è il mio lavoro il video interessa molto poco, è molto una questione di comunicazione veloce. A me mi interessa documentare e quindi voglio sfogliare.
Of course, everyone gonna say Paris.
Paris, I think.
Sicuramente Parigi. Per il cuore Firenze. I look più interessanti li trovo nelle periferie delle città.
Non c'è, che sono tutte talmente diverse, ma in ogni città lascia un pezzetto di cuore.
Probably Copenhagen in August. I love the weather, I love the friendliness, I love the openness, I love the inclusivity. I love that the people that put on Copenhagen Fashion Week, they want you to come, they want you to be there, and they want everyone who participates to have a good experience. Who doesn't want to work in a place where they feel welcome? I mean, seriously, this is the best job in the world. You get to travel around, work outside, and meet cool people for a living. And like, you just get paid to do that. What is there not to like? I mean, it's hard work. It's hard, listen, it's hard work. Sometimes it's not always great. That's every job. You know, and now I work at a place where I feel appreciated, and I still get to work outside and travel and meet cool people for a living. I mean, that's the best.
Here we go, Esenia's #1.
It's actually also that part that I feel that I'm kind of part of the history. So this drives me every day.
Niente. Mai avuto bisogno di spinte.
Possibilità di incontrare tante persone e ampliare la mente, rimanere sempre belli aperti. Quindi un po' anche la soddisfazione e l'orgoglio personale di dire ho fatto un prodotto che è stato apprezzato da persone che sono nel settore, che quindi riescono a capire effettivamente che la foto ha un valore e è una bella foto fatta bene. Ecco, questo è quello che credo mi porti ancora a fare questo lavoro.
I mean, I think the whole point of any photographer is some sort of ego. When street style was authentic and real and important, and that I felt like I had a responsibility because I saw things differently. I don't have that obligation anymore. I don't feel that necessity because when you go outside the shows, as you know, I don't feel like I'm even able to do anything new or interesting or different anymore because of all of the things that are in your way. I mean, FOMO is a big part of it. I'm not a very big fan of Demna, but like being the photographer photographer who gets to shoot the preview of that for women's wear, like that's a big deal, I think. You know, and it's like that, those are the things where it's like, okay, yeah. There are those once in a lifetime opportunities, you know, like that if you're not there, you're not there. But it's also quite addictive because if I'm not there, then how am I gonna get the photos, right? I don't really want to be there all the time. It's sad because all of my 30s, we would run. I just saw a girl, me and one of my friends, carried to the hospital after her foot got run over by a driver and broke every bone in her foot. And, you know, we had to carry her in an ambulance, in a taxi. Spent a lot of effort and people just care about the bag in the photo. It's sad.
Trattato male, sì, magari qualcuno ti risponde un po' male, fotografi che ti vengono davanti mentre scatti, c'è sempre un attimo un momento di litigio, tra virgolette, però devo dire che ho avuto esperienze abbastanza positive.
For now, I don't have any shadies thing. It's just been a long time. I guess choose that way of shooting when I'm a bit far from everyone. If you could say, like, when I started to shoot street style, I didn't know anyone, and it was actually great because you don't interrupt yourself with saying hello, and you can focus on the things you need to shoot. But now, like, I'm still trying to say hello to everyone before, and then I just leave and I spend time kind of alone because otherwise, like, mass, and I don't want to be in a mass. That's why I never had that shades thing because I'm always a part of everyone.
L'anno dopo che Alessandro Michele ha preso in mano Gucci e io un giorno, non ricordo dove, ma in una panchina di Milano vedo un tipo molto bello seduto con i capelli lunghi e io gli chiedo di fare una foto e lui mi fa un commento sulla mia borsa di Davorerel e io dico scusa, mi puoi dare il tuo nome? E a un certo punto mi giro e c'erano 3 fotografi che ridevano, non l'avevo riconosciuto, ma al tempo quasi nessuno sapeva com'era la sua faccia, perché lui non amava farsi fotografare. Fu molto carino, ci siamo messi a ridere e poi ci siamo salutati e da lì forse è l'unica foto vera che ho fatto Alessandro Michele.
As much as I say that I love it, you know, it doesn't come without its challenges. Part of the existence that is like really solitary. And you kind of have to be comfortable being alone for stretches of time. And that's not something that everybody can do. And even someone like myself, like I don't mind being alone. Sometimes I really like being alone, but you know, sometimes it gets tough. It's a long month. Yeah, whenever it is tough, it's really easy to remind myself like how awesome this is. At the end of the day, it's all good.
It's not advice, but I was a Boy Scout when I grew up. The motto of the Boy Scouts is be prepared, and I'm always prepared. Like whether it's for better or for worse, I'm always prepared. Normally I'm prepared for the worst, but I'm prepared. You don't even need a bed. Like I remember I used to travel when I used to come to Milan back in the day, and we rented this apartment, and we had this little apartment, 25 euros a night before, you know, anything cool was on Navili. So me and one friend who paid more or whatever shared the bed. And then the Korean guy I think one Korean guy, 2 Japanese guys, they slept on the floor and they were totally content with that. And I'm thinking about this giant contraption that everybody has in their home. And these guys were just totally fine to roll out a mat and sleep on the tile floor. I don't need it. We buy it because we have been told or convinced that we need it. But we do it. We all do it. We don't question it. It's weird. But yeah, I think being prepared.
Fai sempre le cose che ti fanno stare bene, divertirti e fottitene di tutto il resto. L'importante è fare quello che ti fa stare bene. E a me stare qui sotto la pioggia a fotografare mi fa stare bene, non so perché, ma è così.
Una volta un collega mi ha detto che noi abbiamo una grande responsabilità, you can walk towards me. Comunque tutte le foto che scattiamo, thank you so much, vanno su tutti i magazine internazionali in giro per il mondo. Tante persone si ispirano alle fotografie che noi fotografi di street style facciamo e che quindi abbiamo questa responsabilità di mettere fuori nel mondo cose che magari hanno un valore positivo, dei look che sono belli e non palesemente fatti per farsi vedere e che non sia semplicemente una cosa di ego personale, perché ecco, quello non è molto da supportare secondo me.
So don't compete with anyone, just compete with yourself, because like you don't know what the experience people have, like what lives where they kind of put them, but you can compete only with yourself.
Everyone has to work hard, for sure. You have to work hard if you want to make it, but it's really hard to make it without help. And everyone needs some level of help. Everyone who's successful has had some level of help. So yeah, I think the best piece of advice that I can give is to try to be helpful, because you get good karma from that.